Keef, it's Charles J. And just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burkhead. Everybody said it won't be. Till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do, what it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. And yeah, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. Here and now, I vow to be one with me. You're all I need. That was an opening hymn for Keef. Double E with the F. Listen, I feel bad for Keef. I ain't gonna lie to kick it. I feel bad for Keef because I made that video saying, is Keef sacrificing his whole chin for a payday? And I said he is. He's sacrificing his whole chin. But I also said Keef ain't going in there to lose. He's not going to lay down. But he is fighting for money. It would have been smarter to take a tune-up first if he was really trying to make sure he was back and ready and prepared for a fight like this and you moving up. I said if you was really... No, it was also the money. And he kind of rushed this thing. He rushed it. And sometimes things like this happens when you rush something instead of getting you a nice tune-up. A nice tune-up to get back in the ring, get back a feel for it, and then fighting a big step up like that. Yeah, I feel bad for old Keef. Is his career over? I don't want to say that because I know you got a family to feed. I know your Hawaiian wife and her family. I know they need things. I just know it's a lot of people you take care of. And when them checks stop coming, expenses don't stop coming. So I definitely want to see you get at least a few more paydays, a few more good fights. And I want to see you feed your family because there's no retirement check for a boxer. And Keef has gave us great fights. Yeah, I thought he ducked Earl. Yeah, I thought he started acting bougie. But at the end of the day, he's a black man, and I just want to see you eat. And I want to say this, too. I think all fighters, but specifically black, but I want to see, I think it's fucked up how all fighters, it ain't no, it's like the dope game. You got to get what you can get till you get busted. Get what you can fucking get, and hopefully you can get out without doing 2 or 3 bids. That's the dope game. Get in and hurry up and get what the fuck, but we always get caught up. That's what they don't tell you. Motherfucker getting the dope game. Listen, you get what you can get, but you get lost in the sauce every time. It's a lot going on in these streets, and I don't know. You know, you can get caught up on a broad or some shit. But anyway, what I'm saying is, Keef, yeah, I hope you get a couple more fights, bro. But I must say this, in Keef's defense, you know, it's just funny how the tables turn. I told you, bro, whenever I want to know how black folks feel, it's 2 channels I can check out. And all I got to do is listen to the call in. I can sum up how most black folks feel. And that's True, and Old Nestor. Them 2 there, they got the biggest black following of anybody, to me. And I just, if I ever want to know what black folks think, this is where you could go. And you'll find out, you know. So, anyway, I heard a lot of shit yesterday. I'm hearing that fans pretty much love this fight much more than the Keef fight. Fans are excited. Let me say this. I think Fundora is a very good fighter. This a cool fight. Nah, this some cool shit. It's cool. It's cool, but I got to get to the details of it that got me fucked up. No. When I just heard Fundora's replacement, I'm like, okay, cool. But had this been the Fundora before he got knocked out by Brian Mendoza, who Tszyu just destroyed, before that, I had Fundora winning. Accumulation. Most fighters don't come back from a knockout like that. Most fighters don't. Most fighters are not the same after that. So, it's iffy. It's iffy. I think it's like a 70-30 in favor of Tszyu. When you were knocked out cold like that, listen, you know, when they announced Tszyu versus Keef, fans been going crazy. Oh, Al Heyman don't know what the fuck he doing. How you gonna open up a pay-per-view with Keef? They wasn't complaining about Tim. It was all about Keef. The whole complaining, it was never about Tszyu. They wasn't saying, man, Tszyu ain't never even headlined in America, bro. How you gonna be on a pay-per-view? It wasn't that. It was Keef. Nah, Keef been inactive. Who people don't even talk about Keef no more. Keef this. How you gonna have a pay-per-view opening up with Keef? How y'all gonna charge $75 for this? This is what I have heard. But in one day's time, in time it will reveal. Yeah, time has revealed within one day. When they announced Fundora, everybody, oh yeah, that's the shit. Yeah, this the fight we always wanted. Oh, this the shit. I ain't heard nothing about pay-per-view numbers. I ain't heard nothing. Oh, no, this shouldn't be on pay-per-view. Matter of fact, I heard Timothy Brett, and this how I think most fans and black fans feel this way. Tim Bradley said on national pro box television, he said, oh yeah, I'm about to fight now. No, he said, I wasn't going to buy the Keef fight. But now that he's fighting Fundora, I'm going to buy this fight. This the fight. What the fuck? He's coming off being knocked out cold, bro. No. Listen, I'm all for saying, okay, it's a cool fight. We ain't gonna bash it, but I damn sure ain't finna boost this shit up like this the best of the best, bro. You was just knocked out cold by somebody I just knocked out. No, that took a lot of steam off the hype behind Tszyu and Fundora. Yeah, before he got knocked out, it was a lot of hype behind that fight, bro. You were knocked out in your last fight, bro. And not only were you knocked out cold in your last fight, now this is a unification. No. It was a catchway with Keef. Keef couldn't get a shot at the title, but now that Keef is out the picture, Fundora coming off a knockout loss to somebody Tim just destroyed is getting a unification. How many black fighters lose and get knocked out brutally and get a fucking unification in their next fight? We still ain't heard from Cool Boy. We still ain't heard nothing from Cool Boy. We don't know when he fight. And I'm gonna say this: Cool Boy want to fight. Even though I think he did some shit and made a deal with them Japanese. I think it was some shit. And I think he made plenty of money, and that's why he been showing off his diamonds and cars. He done bought about 4 cars since the LOA fight. Nah. But I think he still want to fight. And I think, no, when black fighters get knocked out, especially when they get knocked out and they was supposed to be the shit, they go inactive by 2 years. Look at we don't know what's gonna happen with her. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. See, I peep slick shit. Oh, Terrence Crawford is now. Look how these sanctioning bodies can all of a sudden come together. When it was Keef, no sanctioning bodies was involved. Now all of a sudden, the WBC and the WBO is involved. Okay, well, Bud was the WBO. It was the way. So now he's the mandatory for Tszyu versus Fundora winner. Let me tell you something. Tszyu himself, he might fight Bud. He may want to fight Bud. But it's still hesitance. Tim is a little hesitant when it comes to Bud. And his team do not want him fighting Bud. I guarantee his father gonna call him. But I'm gonna tell you, his father, Costa Tszyu, may stop that shit. He gonna tell him, bro, you can't. I'm telling you, I think Costa Tszyu gonna stop his son and just whisper in his ear. I think it's with his management, them people in Australia, they gonna tell him, bro, don't fuck with Bud, bro. Bud is all bad for Tszyu. Bud stopped sharp counters, sharp counter puncher, light on his feet, got And the thing about Crawford, this is why I say he can move up weight classes and knock motherfuckers out, is because it ain't just that he got heavy hands, it's he's a great puncher. He's a great puncher. The way he places shots, it's the snapping on it. It's the he always hit you with shit you don't see. It's the effective punches that make Bud dangerous, and he picked Tszyu apart. But Tim is dangerous in that fight. Tim is dangerous for anybody. I have no problem admitting that. They don't want that, but let me tell you something. And Tim said it. I want man down. I want the big fish. Tim rather fight. And I'm telling you, I just want you motherfuckers to see this shit. Tim is getting all these black opponents, from Goucher to Tony Harrison. All these older, they passed it, and Goucher dropped them. But they passed it. Tony was past it. Keef was coming off a 2-year layoff, and he was getting this fight. Like, look at the black fighters that Al Heyman is feeding Tszyu. He feeding them. He feeding, because it was gonna take some shit for Keef to beat Tszyu, bro. It was gonna take a lot, bro, coming off a 2-year layoff and you moving up, and this dude can punch. Nah, bro, that was all bad. That fight was all bad. But Keef could have pulled it off. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. I'm finna say some shit make you motherfuckers drop your blunt. Keef Thurman versus Tszyu Keef had a better chance of beating Tszyu than Fundora. You coming off a knockout loss and you fighting a puncher. And I want to make something very clear. I'm not saying like Tszyu, soon as he hit you, he break your jaw. But if you coming off a knockout loss and now you in a unification fight and you fighting somebody that can punch and you ain't defensive, you're going to be right there to get hit. I don't trust your chin. Before the knockout loss, I had Fundora beating Tszyu. You was just knocked out cold, bro. You can't get past that. It's nowhere around that, bro. Motherfuckers telling Earl to retire after his knockout loss. And I'm going to tell you, like I said, and Al will do it, I think Tim want Earl next. And Earl will come off an 18-month layoff and fight Tszyu. I think Earl is better than Tszyu. Even after the knockout loss, I still, Earl is better. But coming off a long layoff, fighting somebody who's active, super active like Tszyu, I don't know. Earl might struggle. I think he better than Tszyu though. But Tszyu would much rather fight Earl. Tim really want Earl next because he think he passed it. A lot of people, and he want to be the one to retire Earl. I'm telling you, bro, Tszyu is strategically moving. They don't want him in there with no fucking Bud. I'm telling you that right now. His team does not want that Bud fight. They gonna get around that shit. They gonna get around. And like I said, Tim himself, he may want it, but I still think he's hesitant. But he'd much rather fight Earl. They think Earl food right now. They think Bud broke him. And they want to be the one who end them. It's amazing. Boxing fans, I don't know. I don't know. Let me know. Type in the comments. Do you motherfuckers see this shit? Or I got to continuously explain these kind of things that go on. When a black fighter is on the come up and he get knocked out, bro, it's over for you. It could take 4 to 5 years before you bounce back. Look how long it took Bernard Hopkins after that early Roy Jones loss. He didn't get no fame till he was about 40. His claim to fame was 20 years later and he beat Trinidad. After that loss to Roy, nobody didn't give a fuck about Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins became a star beating Trinidad and then beating Oscar and beating these different dudes. And I love the Tarver win. That's probably one of them. I love the Trinidad fight too, though. But that Tarver win, he put on a clinic. Bernard Hopkins is very underrated. But I'm telling you, bro, when you a black fighter, you'll never get these opportunities again. Cool Boy Steph could never get undisputed at 122, and he reigned for years as a champ. But soon as Inouye beat Cool Boy, he got undisputed in the next fight. I'm telling you, black and you get knocked out, you a black fighter and get knocked out, black fans gonna be the ones to say it. Man, he don't deserve shit. Imagine if Earl was fighting in a unification in March 30th against Tszyu, coming off a knockout loss to Terence Crawford. Even though I got Earl Spence as a Hall of Famer, he's a 3-belt champion at welterweight. He fought legacy fight after legacy fight. Earl Spence is a Hall of Famer. Tszyu, if he retired right now, is not a Hall of Famer. So if Earl was to come off a knock, and Sebastian Fundora damn sure ain't no Hall of Famer, but he's getting a shot after coming off a knockout loss. But if let it have been Earl coming off a knockout loss, getting a chance at a unification at 154 with Tszyu, fans would go crazy. And I'm gonna tell you another thing was weird. Earl is a top 5 draw in boxing, hands down. People would talk about the numbers. They not even talking about the numbers with fun. I heard a black fan say this, and I dropped my blunt and I spilled my orange juice all over. I just spilled everything. Oh, on the table sticky as shit. I had to wipe. When I heard a black fan say this, cause they were talking about Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury doing less than 100,000, and Anthony Joshua versus Ngannou did like 50,000. And only like 4,000 people in America bought it or some shit like that. And they were just talking about these fights and how Fundora and Tszyu and this and that. And they were talking about Bivol and Better Beef. And the black dude was like, well, you know, as long as we get these good fights, we shouldn't care about numbers. Yeah, Fundora and Tszyu, it may not be the biggest fight, but it's the perfect fight. It's a great fight. We should just care about great fights. It's the same black fan that when it was Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, the whole build-up of Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, it ain't going to outsell Tank versus Garcia. Nah, because that's black and Mexicans. Two blacks don't sell like that. That was the whole thing of that build-up. This fight ain't the biggest, though. Yeah, they finally fight, but it ain't bigger than Tank and Ryan. It ain't the biggest fight in boxing, 903. No, it ain't the biggest. It ain't going to cross over like, because Ryan had the Mexicans with him. That's out. When it's a black fighter involved, it's going to be talked about the numbers, but Better Beef and Bivol don't matter. This Fundora and Tszyu shit don't matter. Bro, this shit should not be on pay-per-view, and it's a damn shame. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm just going to say this. Even when it was Keef, double E with the F, and I like Keef. Keef is exciting. But it's sad, and this how boxing is at this point. Keef Thurman versus Tszyu was Keef had a better chance than Fundora. Keef is actually skilled. No, that's one thing that don't. No. Keef had a better chance. He got a higher ring IQ. That's what it takes to beat Tszyu. You don't really out-tough him. I ain't saying you can't out-tough him, but that's not the strategy you want to follow. He's an aggressive counterpuncher. You want to give him different angles and move and fuck him up and then counter him and make him come in recklessly and just certain shit. Like, it takes a high ring IQ, and that's something Fundora does not have. He got hard. He throw a lot of punches. He just got a puncher's chance in this fight. I think he could probably clip Tim, because Tim don't have to sturdy his chin either. I think they're going to clip each other in this fight. It's just going to be some, yeah. And I'm very interested to see Mexican fans, if y'all gonna embrace Fundora and boo Tszyu. I just want to see that shit. Like you booed Lubin and cheered for Fundora. I just want to see. Because I know that when it was Keef and Tszyu, Mexican fans was gonna boo the shit out of Keef, and they was rocking with Tim. That's why Tim been in Vegas. Tim been getting in tune. He's a white boy that know how. I'm telling you, white boys all over the world, but the white American boy is different. But the white boys all over the world know how to play that. They know how a white boy know when to be a white boy. That's all I'm gonna say throughout my life. Even when I was a blood and I met white bloods, they could talk, I talk, they will tape a face. But I just know when it boiled down to it, a white boy is gonna be a motherfucking white boy. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, he over here getting in tune, and he know Mexicans gonna embrace him. So Mexicans love them some Tszyu. So I'm just gonna start calling them Mexican Tszyu. Yeah, old slick ass white boy. I know you motherfuckers. See, I know the breed of you motherfuckers. Yeah, I go all the way back to them Caucasus Mountains, and when I study that kind of shit, bro, it's just y'all still the same. You just ain't in the mountains, but you motherfuckers still savages. You know, divide and conquer motherfuckers. Anyway, I ain't gonna get on that, but what I'm saying is this. Numbers don't matter now. I told you, bro, whenever black fighters ain't involved, nobody cares about Better Beef Bivol numbers. Nobody cares about, but when a black fighter need an opportunity, he not a draw. What are the numbers gonna look like? They come up with every reason to deny a black fighter. Oh, what about the numbers? What does he bring to the table? This is what we hear all the time. So it's just crazy, bro. The man coming off a knockout loss, and people are acting like Fundora versus Tszyu is a 50-50 fight. This is the fight. Wow. But anyway, it's amazing. I don't know. I just can't get past that. You get a unification. But anyway, let me say this. Cause I got some shit for you motherfuckers. Terrence Bud Crawford shouldn't give a fuck about the winner of Tszyu versus Fundora, and I'm gonna say why. I never denied that Tszyu is very good, and that motherfucker can punch. He's a very good puncher, and I like the way he set up his shots. He plays them well. He got good timing, very good timing, and he's active. And motherfucker got good timing, and he can thump, but it's not. I think it's not so devastating that he's not a. He can punch, but he just ain't no. He ain't like no top 3 puncher in boxing. But no, he can punch. He can definitely punch, and he know how to play some very well. But if Bud beat Tszyu, what does that say? Do you think that shit? Well, I mean, what? How great of a win is it? Tszyu has still. I'm telling you real shit. Tszyu has not been tested on an elite level yet. He ain't even conquered the 154 division. I still think Jermell Charlo is the best fighter at 154, and yeah, I said it. I think Jermell just better, and I think the power of Jermell will clip Tim, and he got good feet. Man, he gonna run him into something. Jermell hit hard than a motherfucker at 154. And I think Jermell Charlo is the most devastating puncher at 154. And that's a fact. Yeah, I said it. So, yeah. I think he's the most devastating because Jermell is very explosive. He's very explosive. But I don't trust him no more. And I don't know if he's going to come back to 154. But I still got him as the best. I don't take away from what he did. See, he beat a prime Tony Harrison. He beat that shit-talking Tony Harrison that believed in himself. Nah, bro, you beat that motherfucker. Look, 48 in the ring against you. But anyway, saying that to say this, Bud beating Tszyu, I'm telling you, it won't do what he think. And I just want to say this. I think it's a good win, but I'm just gonna say this. Terrence Crawford beating Tszyu ain't a better win than Terrence Crawford beating Jerome Boots. And I just got to say it, and I just got to keep it all the way. We're going to keep this shit all the way nice and greasy. We're going to keep this motherfucker nice and greasy, and we ain't finna play around, bro. Even though I say Bud don't have to fight Boots, and Bud is not ducking no fucking Boots, and he don't get a lot of credit if he beat Boots, but Boots is a better opponent, and 95.9% of all boxing fans know that shit. I mean, 99.9% of all boxing fans know that Jerome Boots Ennis is a much more dangerous opponent than a fucking Tszyu. Yeah, Tszyu dangerous. He can punch, but Boots can punch, and he can punch with both fucking hands, and he athletic. Nah, bro. Nah, and the speed is way different. Boots may be just as fast as Bud, or maybe even faster. Way more dangerous than Tszyu. And I just want us to admit that. I want Bud fans to admit that, yeah, we all clamoring for the Tszyu fight, and that is a good fight. And I think it is. It ain't a better fight, and it ain't a more dangerous fight than Boots. It is not a better fight. And the show ain't bigger. I'm telling you right now, Terrence Crawford versus Boots is bigger than people think. But I want to make something very clear. I try not to make shit about Al Haymon. He a crooked promoter, but all of them are crooked. I don't want to single out Al Haymon. He's a crooked promoter, but all of them are crooked. But I'm just going to say this, bro. Al Haymon do not want, Al Haymon don't want Bud, bro. Al Haymon really don't want Bud. And it ain't because it ain't no lack of worth or lack of value or losing money. He don't give a fuck about Bud. He not laying out the red carpet for Bud like he laid out the red carpet for Canelo. Al Haymon has no problem losing money on Canelo. He just want him to grace and be in his office and just sit with him, and he just want to talk to him and golf with him. He don't give a fuck about Bud. That's why the Boots fight ain't happening. That's the real reason. That's the real reason. Because if Al Haymon sent the offer for the Boots fight, then the ball is in Terrence Crawford court. I think Terrence Crawford will fight Boots. I think if they paid him, send him a fair deal, I think he'd fight him next. I think he would fight him next, bro. So it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, Bud ain't boring that shit. And if you pay him, he'll fight Boots. He'll fight him. But Al Heyman will pay Terrence Crawford to fight Tim Tszyu before he'll pay him to fight Boots. He's not trying to make Boots a superstar. They're not trying to do that. Boots gonna be on the undercard of one of these fights coming up. He's not gonna be a headliner. Nah, bro. So when we clamor for this Boots fight, and I want it. Don't get it twisted. I want the fight. I want Boots versus Bud. I would love it. I would love it. But I know it's just too much. It's too much fuck shit. It's too much bullshit. And I'm gonna say this, Boots. See, because I got criticism for everybody. Boots, I don't like that you just sitting around waiting on Bud, bro. At this point, that's just how I feel. You either waiting on Bud or you just want to clean up Cody Crowley and what's the boy, Barrios now. No, you want to do some shit like that. Listen, bro. I would love for Boots to put pressure on Tim Tszyu. I've been saying this shit for about a year. I would love for Boots to put, because Tim Tszyu is not fighting young black fighters. He's fighting older black fighters. That's what he's looking for. An older Keef, an older Tony Harrison. He think Earl washed up, so he want to fight. I would love to see how Tim Tszyu would respond to Boots calling him out. I would just love it. I would love to see that, because I bet everything I own, I bet everything I could ever possibly bet that Boots will destroy Tim Tszyu right now. I'm going to tell you how confident I am. Because Boots stay in the gym. Boots in training camp right now. Boots stay in training camp damn near year round. Boots could have pulled in on this fight. And I'm going to tell you, and it would have been a much better fight than the Fundora fight. Boots could have pulled in 2 weeks notice and beat the dog shit out of Tim Tszyu. And that's a fact. I'm just telling you, bro. It's levels to this sauce. It's just levels. One thing we can't deny about Boots, he got sauce. Tim Tszyu got power. He cool. He aggressive. Boots got sauce. Boots do it all, bro. Don't ever get that shit twisted. Tim Tszyu will get destroyed by Boots. The power, the speed, the levels, the gears he go in is too much. The switching stance, it would be too much for Tim Tszyu. 2 weeks notice, Boots would destroy him. If he took this fight on 2 weeks fucking notice, he would destroy him. So all I'm saying is, Bud, Tszyu ain't did no hellified shit to where you just gotta fight him. Boots is a better fight. But like I said, on the other hand, the promoters, that's why I say, I want to make something very clear. Fans ain't shit, and fans fuck up a lot of shit. But these promoters run boxing, bro, and they are the problem. If we always want to blame the fighters. We want to blame Tank fans, Devin fans, Canelo fans. No, the fans ain't shit either. But these promoters, they keep the bullshit. These sanctioning bodies, these promoters, they destroy boxing every chance they get. They destroy boxing every chance. Look at how much respect Jake Paul is getting for fighting a 57-year-old Mike Tyson. Fans are excited about this fight. So fans are by far ruining it. And like I said, and I'm going to keep saying it, bro, a black fighter can't get knocked out and then get a unification title fight in the next fight. And people say it's a competitive and it's a great fight. Black fighters get shitted on every time they try to get an opportunity. Every time they get fucking shitted on. That's why I think Tank do bougie shit. I think his fans ain't shit though. But I never make my channel against Tank. I think Tank love other folks and he would love to be embraced. I'm telling you something. If Tank would love to try to cross over and say he got some, he got a little Cuban blood, some Brazilian blood. Most black people, if they could cross over and switch over to something else, because nobody want to be black. But but what I'm saying is, I never make my channel about dissing Tank. And Shakur acts stupid as fuck. Shakur do a lot of monkey shit. Shakur is the clout chaser of boxing outside of Ryan and T.O. When it comes to black fighters, Shakur is the cap of boxing. But I never make my channel against him. And in every fight, I'm rooting for Shakur. In every fight, I'm rooting for Tank. I'm black first. I can talk shit about you motherfuckers and the weird shit you do, but at the end of the day, 903 Boxing, I root for you. I root for you to win. I root for you to win in life. So, but you ain't past criticism. Ain't no fighter past criticism. It ain't no fighter I'm so much of a fan of that I can't criticize you. And like I said, and I don't like the respect that Devin has showed Ryan when it comes to giving him a shot. I don't like it. But on the other hand, I want Devin to beat his motherfucking ass. No, don't cancel the fight. None of that. I want you to beat his ass, and I don't want you to respect him. I want you to walk his motherfucking ass down and stop him. And I want you to do like Ali when he told that motherfucker, say my name. Say my motherfucking name. I want you to give him one of them kind of ass whoopings. I don't want you to respect him. I want you to dog his bitch ass and beat the fuck out of him and make the ref stop it. That's really what I want you to do. I want you to retire Ryan Garcia. Motherfucking fraud. But anyway, I didn't talk my shit. They done Keef wrong. No, fans done him wrong. Yeah, he was inactive 2 years, but he's still better than Sebastian Fundora. And I said that shit. And like I said, everybody was talking about numbers and it shouldn't be on pay-per-view when it was Keith Thurman. None of this Fundora, ain't nobody talking about numbers. Numbers don't matter when it ain't black. So, I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of every time a black fighter is involved, it's all about numbers. And numbers ain't adding up. So, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like I said, that Fury Usyk shit gonna sell 60,000 pay-per-view buys, and ain't nobody gonna complain. Better Beef and Bill gonna do about 35,000 pay-per-view buys, but ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But Bud and Spence did 500,000 to 600,000, and we said, oh, that wasn't shit. See, I told y'all it wasn't the biggest fight. Get the fuck out of fucking. This is 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.